I am Dr. Steve Sinatra. Welcome to HeartMDInstitute.com. And today's myth is this: fish is healthy for my heart. You know, folks, fish has an upside and a downside. Let me tell you a brief story about myself. As a cardiologist, I used to buy into this, avoidance of saturated fats, which is another myth. But for years, I used to eat fish. I very seldom ate meat. And one day I was serving a swordfish, and I broiled it. I had company, but my company never showed, so I ate a big portion of the swordfish. And the next day, I couldn't get out of bed. I was aching all over. I had brain fog. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I thought I had the flu, and I was sick for a few days. I didn't realize until 10 years later was that I became mercury intoxicated from eating an abundance of swordfish. Here's how it works, folks. The bigger the fish, the more toxic with mercury. And here's why. There's burning of coal all through the world, in China, in Brazil, in America. We're burning coal, we're smelting gold, there's coal vapors in the atmosphere, and they contain toxic mercury vapors. When it rains, these vapors come down to Earth, and they're in streams and ponds and the ocean for that matter. And the mercury vapor attaches to algae, and little fish eat algae, and bigger fish eat little fish, and then we eat the fish, and we become mercury toxic. There's studies in Scandinavia to show that men who eat more freshwater fish get far more heart disease. We call it cardiomyopathy, because mercury is a potent mitochondrial toxin, and it kills mitochondria, and the heart needs mitochondria for its energy. So what are the good choices? Well, wild migratory salmon from the Aleutian Islands. This is why I like vitalchoice.com. They choose healthy fish. I like sardines. I like anchovies. I like smaller fish like scrod and Atlantic cod. The bigger fish, choose less of. The problem is, how do you know if you're getting a healthy fish or a not so healthy fish? How do you know if the fish is farm raised? You have to ask the question. I choose less farm-raised fish because I'm concerned about mercury and insecticides and pesticides that these fish have. So when you're ordering fish, it's like walking through a minefield. You have to do your own discernment. And it's also important how you cook your fish. The Women's Health Initiative did a questionnaire study on this, where they looked at 100,000 women. And women who ate baked fish or broiled their fish 4 or 5 times a week had a 30% less incidence of heart failure, as opposed to women who fried their fish. And if they had 1 or more servings per week, they had a 48% increase in heart failure. So obviously, fried fish is one fish you want to avoid. These are my tips of the day, folks. It's not just healthy fish versus non-healthy fish. It's how do you prepare your fish? From my heart to yours, I'm Dr. Steve Sinatra.